and Lyft have vanished from Austin, making good on a threat after voters shot down Prop 1.
Proposition 1 would have eliminated any city requirement of a fingerprint background check. Councilmember Ann Kitchen told us the city's first priority now is to help drivers find other transportation options. She says they'll expedite the fingerprint background check process for other rideshare companies that remain in Austin. There are several questions that remain under the current ordinance. For instance, how the city is going to reach benchmarks it set in December to fingerprint drivers.
There was no plan for the Uber and Lyft proposal to fail because we're still not ready to do what we said we were going to do in December.
That goal was set for May 1st of 25%. And obviously we were in the middle of an effort to see what the public wanted us to do, so we didn't move on that.
Mayor Steve Adler tells us today he's open to talking more with Uber and Lyft. And the city is exploring the creation of a nonprofit rideshare company with local entrepreneurs. This election this weekend could mean changes the next time you vote. Uber and Lyft invested nearly $9 million in its campaign based on city campaign filings.
But Proposition 1 still failed. KXAN investigator Kevin Schwaller asks if there are lessons to be learned from this election.
I wasn't surprised, but I am definitely shocked and upset.
When Joshua Cruz hops in his car, he can no longer fire up the Uber and Lyft app and pick up passengers. He drove for both companies and campaigned for them. After this weekend, all that work came to an end.
What are now former drivers for Uber and Lyft doing now?
Yeah, so I mean, it's completely shaken up our whole entire lives. I know. I think one of the worst things is just people trying to just find another, source of income, especially those who rely completely on it.
He believes the timing of the election hurt his side, and he looks at what he believes was misleading ballot language.
I looked at the money, I looked at the pile of mailers on my counter, and it was hard to imagine the measure not passing.
Jim Henson is the director of the Texas Politics Project. He says the unprecedented local spending likely helped those against Prop 1.
It will be a note of caution for campaigns that engage in overkill. So I think the overkill became the story.
I think there are lessons for Uber and Lyft about the best ways to work with local governments and how to get things accomplished and get things done. I think there are lessons for our local government about how to work with other big companies.
We have yet to see how upcoming discussions at the city will play out. After this election, one lesson seems clear. Money still talks, but it doesn't always win. Kevin Schwaller, KXAN, investigates.
The founder of the startup incubator Capital Factory says the spending wasn't only about Austin. He argues this election could affect policy in other parts of the country.